Welcome to the Dance to Heal podcast. I'm your host, Jenny C. Cohen. Join me as I share stories of how life is a dance. I'm a cancer survivor, mother of two, and an award-winning performer who found that mind and body-connected movement is vital to healing in a way that is safe and tailored to your life. I created Dance to Heal Wellness featuring the Spotlight Confidence Formula and also authored the best-selling award-winning book, Outside In Recovery, Dancing My Way Back to Myself After Breast Cancer. I will bring new ways to help you on your dance journey and healing path. Are you ready to move? Dance to Heal starts now. Welcome to the Dance to Heal podcast. I'm your host, Jenny C. Cohen, and today I am beyond excited to be having this dynamic duo here. Omar and Dr. Jessie are the co-founders of the ASQ Empowerment Services and they're hosts of the ASQ Podcast, which I absolutely adored being on, by the way. Together, they help leaders and organizations strengthen leadership, improve operations, and create healthier cultures through practical strategy, facilitation, and real-world experience. Welcome, you two.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having. It's an honor to be here today, and we're super excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We had so much fun last time.
It's so great having you on our show was amazing.
Yeah.
And now, we're excited.
We are ready for round 2 of our conversation. Now you get to dig in.
So my audio only people, you got to go to the YouTube because I just been like jumping up and down and making weird faces while they were saying hello. Because this is how excited I am to have you two here.
Aww,
before we go further, though, please clarify for my audience what ASQ means.
Mm.
Do you want me to? Yes. Okay. So actually, ASQs, it stands for A Soul's Quest. And the reasons why we picked a soul's quest is because our lives unfold and we go through the heroic journey and we discover ourselves more and more and more as life progresses. So, and a soul, in our definition, we use Plato's definition of the soul, our appetites, our emotions, our intellect. And it's a word that brings a lot of rejection in our society. But it's also something that is practical to understand because we're a totality of all those things, our emotions, our ability to think, but also our drives, our mammalian drives, which we don't want to acknowledge because we feel superior to nature, but we are an aspect of it. So that's what ASQ stands for. It stands for a greater understanding of who you are from those different aspects, being in coherence and living from there. Either you lead your life, you lead a group, or you lead society. So that's what ASQ stands for.
Wow. That's a deep level of life purpose the two of you are aligned with.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's really essential during this time right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
very much so.
And I think that we've gotten away from in the midst of our intellect, in the midst of our fast technological part, we have gotten away from that idea of who we are as individuals, right? And actually, believe it or not, as we began to build ASQ, one of the books that we read that had a real big impact on foundation was Carl Jung's book, Modern Men in Search of a Soul. And the challenges of the super technological advances, the over reliance on statistics and projections and things of that nature. So that's what we're feeling right now. And his call to action was for us to be aware that this is happening, and for us to take that time to really begin to evaluate who we are and our place in the universe and society. So, that's kind of like what you were alluding to.
All right. Well, before we go in deeper about what you're currently doing, I want to just give my audience an understanding of before Dr. Jessie and Omar got together, who you were each individually. All right. We're not going to go into deep stuff unless you infer when you talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But let's go back a little bit into what led you into even meeting each other and being able to partner in this wonderful, very necessary journey? Kind of, did you grow up next door or were you from separate parts of the world?
Oh my gosh. Well, the world is such a small place, right? So I feel like he probably was a neighbor, but actually, I was married before I met Omar. And during the time that I was married, obviously things fell apart, and I was a stay-at-home mom and really wanted to be with my kids and be a part of sort of their schooling and upbringing and just be present. So I got a part-time job as a membership clerk at the Boys and Girls Club. And this is where I met Omar. And it's actually kind of a funny story that I will now infer at this point, right? Because at first I didn't really super friendly, outgoing guy, very dynamic and bubbly and very just friendly, right? And seemed like a nice guy. And I remember when they introduced me to all the kids and introduced me to the other staff members, Omar was standing in the mobile, like the trailer where he was, because he was the director of the teens in this clubhouse. And I saw him and I didn't think anything of it, nothing at all. Didn't really speak to him very much because he was always in this mobile unit with these teenagers and really just kind of doing his thing. And then we would have like a power hour and then the games and stuff. And we would all just laugh and we were all together, but I never got to talk to him face to face like that. So one day, I kind of was wondering where he was from, and because everybody else in the
Where do you think I was
clubhouse,
from?
I'm going to talk, I'm telling
just
the
checking,
story.
just checking.
Hold on. I got to turn the fan on. And, and so he ends up walking past me. And you know how when somebody walks past you, you get the smell of them that comes off of them? This is going to sound so bad.
It's going to be good.
But
Go
I'm
ahead.
just being honest. He walks past me and I'm like, I knew it. He's Indian. And the reason that I knew that is because he smelled like curry. That's horrible, right? And only because he's a beautiful brown skin, very smooth face, and his hair was like very, it was very soft, very like curly and just what. So I was like, he's Indian. I got it. He's Indian. Didn't think anything of it. We finally get to talking one day and he tells me because I hear his accent. I'm like, where are you from? He's like, I'm Dominican. And I'm like, shut up. You're Dominican? No way. This blew my mind. Now, I know that there are brown people in Hispanic culture. I was born in Puerto Rico. There's brown people there and whatnot, but he had this beautiful, soft hair at one time, at one point.
A lot of it too.
A lot of hair. And I'm like, oh, it just didn't make sense that he didn't have that, what people would say, that kinky Spanish look, horsehair. So it blew me away. And of course, we bonded. And from there, the rest is history. And we're 25 years together today. So, yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Not today. Sorry. This year.
Oh,
sorry.
Well,
my bad.
I still think it's happy anniversary every
day.
Every day.
Yeah,
That's right.
day.
So yeah, 25 years we've been together now. It's been amazing. And so does that answer the question? This is how we met. This is where our lives crossed. That's my story. I don't know what his version of it's going to be.
For me, I was at a very interesting place in my life. I just, I finished college, just graduated college. And I had a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And I remember like in my 11th junior year, we had an FBI agent come in and that's what I wanted to do. And I saw this guy and something in me said, this is not it. This is not it. So I went into like a big depression at that time. I was working full time. I had my own apartment. I was doing what the goals that I set out to do, but I felt deep in a big depression. And at that time I was, I'm almost there. It's like, might as well just finish instead of walking away. And I didn't even go to my commencement because I felt like I didn't earn it, and it was challenging because my mother would really wanted that, but I just didn't feel it was a really dark time. So then I decided I finished school. I was working full time, just finished doing an internship with the Gap, and I was going to go into like loss prevention, things like that. I was already a manager and a trainer for the Orlando area, so I did a lot of stuff at a young age. But then it was just felt I just felt lost and empty and not knowing what my purpose in life was. So I pretty much just dropped everything and quit. I went to meet my real father, because I didn't have a relationship, and I wanted to know like kind of like what happened, and that was one of those aces that I had to overcome. And I confronted him and I asked what happened, and he was kind of like, nah, I don't need anything from you and whatever. So I was like, okay, I completely understand. So I accepted that, I dealt with that, and I just moved on. So when I came back, I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I was a Boy Scout leader growing up in New York, and I lived close to a Boys and Girls Club. And then when I applied, and then I said, this is my resume. My Scoutmaster let them know who I was, what I've done, what are the things that I've been responsible for. So I got the job, and as a team director, and that's when I wasn't looking to date. I didn't know what I was doing. I really don't know what I wanted. I knew that I needed to survive. I eat, right? And I know that I was good at this, so I just picked it. And that's when Jessie and I met. And I was just like, oh, I wasn't even thinking anything, to be honest with you. She had kids, and I was like, I don't know. But then we just started talking, and it just kind of like just grew from there. And after that, it's like it was one of those things that it wasn't planned. I wasn't thinking about it. It just sort of happened, which was the beauty of it all. So, and here we are, 25 years later.
I
I'm not
blew
gonna just stop there, right?
I blew him I blew him away. That's what it was.
I was gonna say, like, I like how he just skirted, like, Omar, come on, like, when did you notice her? I'm asking, 'cause there is a
Hmm.
relevant point. When I don't think it was the time that you passed by and she thought that you smelled of curry and decided that you were different nationality. I'm sure you noticed her different times, kind of like, how. What was your first memory of talking to her?
It was, it felt like home.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of weird to describe it, right? Because it's like you go through all these things and you watch the movies and all that stuff. I kind of probably watched Notting Hill like 100,000 times. You know. So but it just felt like home. Like I felt that it was okay to be me. It was okay to be this oddball, because I was always reading. I was not a club going person. I was just like introspective and going through all these things. I was into Kabbalah at the time.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, so I like, and I was learning all that stuff around all that time. And but I just felt at home. I just felt safe, and I never really truly felt safe, not even with my family. I never felt safe, but talking to her just made me feel safe, and just that I was okay, that she understood me. She didn't judge me. She was curious about, why are you reading these books? Like, what does it mean? Why are you reading so often? Like, what are you looking for? Why are you searching for? And having those conversations when in a time and a place where someone like me, who are stereotypically supposed to look and do something else, is doing this, and you feel weird around your family. She made me feel that it was okay, to be myself, that it was okay to not know what direction my life was going to go, but feel okay to explore it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But she's hot too, so it was like,
I was gonna say, when you get to that part, Omar,
yeah,
being
you
all
know,
like, she she made me feel at home. She one sexy home, and like I was gonna be like, come on,
you
25
know,
years ago, later doesn't
yeah.
mean that we're dead. We're
No,
we're,
no,
we're
no, no, man. She's a very attractive woman. She's very attractive. She carries herself very well, which I liked. She was a little older than I am, and I appreciated that because there was more maturity. But she was hot. You know.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Just a
and,
little
and
older.
well, I appreciate this openness because I think in this day and age where I couldn't fathom being young and trying to date, where
Mm,
Oh my
every single
gosh.
moment is categorized and
mhm,
labeled something, right? There's no allowance of getting to know someone.
Hmm.
mhm.
And I have a follow-up question for both of you, but I'm going to start with you, Omar. It's like, how many siblings do you have, and where do you range in that?
That's a good question. So my family dynamic is very interesting. I have
You
two.
opened up a can of worms here
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Oh, well,
This is
I'll
good.
limit him. I want to listen to
yeah,
your answer too. Go ahead.
yeah. So I have two sisters. They're actually my cousins, and we grew up together. One of the oldest one, she lived with my mom and my aunt because her mom went away to Venezuela, and we didn't know about her. Like to us, she was like a myth. So we always were brother and sister. And then we had the younger one, which was my aunt Cruz daughter, right, Mari, and it was the three of us growing up. But then so I'm the only child from my mother. I did have a sister that was older than I, but she passed away, and when she was a baby, and I almost didn't make it myself, so I was a preemie as well. So those things kind of like go into there, but those were the siblings. But the social dynamic is as many immigrants, the parents go first. You're left behind. So I was left behind with my aunts, and then when my other aunt came in, they used to fight a lot, and I was the punching bag in the middle. So that was kind of like the family dynamic for me. I had a lot of cousins and I had a lot of families, but there was like everybody knew what was going on in the house, but no one really intervened or say, "Hey, come on, you shouldn't be treating this kid like that." So I used to be told that if I was unhappy, I should never tell my mother because you don't want to worry her. So even when she was asking me, "Hey, how you doing?" "Fine." "How you been?" "Fine." "How's school?" "It's good." My grades weren't bad, but I did had I was having some issues like staying up
Yeah.
at work at home because of at school because of the things that was happening at home. So, but yeah, that was my upbringing.
How, are you of all the cousins? Are you the older or the younger or the middle age?
I'm the middle, so
Okay.
I'm the middle
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
That's
so
right. Okay.
I will be I'm the middle one. Yeah, so and I'm the boy, the two girls, and I'm the boy. So I'm the
The middle, like the
Hmm.
middle of two, and then you're the boy, which is a whole
exactly.
different dynamic. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, and Jess.
So I have a younger brother.
Hmm.
He's just 2 years younger than me. Um, yeah.
Do you have a
What
lot of
was it?
cousins that were in your family?
I'll be honest with you. My family dynamics are kind of strange as well. It's funny. I was just telling this to somebody not too long ago because she was like, "Oh, I did this thing on like 23andMe. It's some kind of genetics, whatever." And she's like, "I found so much of my family, and they all want to get together and have a reunion and shirts and this and that." And I was like, "Yeah, I did that, and I have all this stuff going on, but I'm not connected to any of my family. Like I'm so far removed from that. It's really actually kind of strange. But that's just the way we were brought up. Like when I was born in Puerto Rico and we moved to the States and my brother was born. My dad was a military. He was in the Marines. And so he wasn't around the first couple of years of my life. When I finally met him, it was kind of like, okay, my brother came along and then we moved to
Right.
Rockford, Illinois, which
Oh,
is right outside of Chicago. And I lived there for all of my like young elementary school age times and lots of really amazing memories there and whatever, but very disconnected from family. Occasionally my grandmother would visit. So I didn't really know my extended family. It was just me and my brother. And I hated my brother growing up. Like I would get people to beat him up, like buy candy from them like it was bad. I'd go to the local market, little store and buy like 5-cent bubble gums and candy and be like, yeah, if you beat him up, I'll give you this bag of candy. It was really
Horrible.
bad.
That's
I'm
horrible.
horrible. I'm horrible, horrible. But he was equally mean to me, pulling my hair, throwing things at me, getting me in trouble, threw gum in my hair one day. It was all like right at the base of it was we were mean to each other.
yeah.
Um, and I mean, that's the way we just grew up. We were very separate, even in my own home. My dad was present, but we didn't really have a relationship. It was more like my mom was that person for us. So yeah, that's my family dynamics for the most part, to keep it short.
Well, I love your transparency because there's this myth, this fallacy that everyone grew up with this well-balanced family. The majority of people have this that we didn't have.
Right.
And I would venture, I'm gonna put a stake in this, but like, actually, we all came from pretty unspoken, pretty dysfunctional families. Even if outwardly they appeared really together, most of us didn't have the stability. That's a rarity.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
so, right. So I wanted to paint this picture to have your audience who's going to see this podcast and my audience understand they're not alone.
No.
And that, the three of us, we came from pretty dysfunctional families. And then we found partners that helped us be safe, like you were saying, Omar, to be able to start doing this life's work that we opted into before we were born. Like part of the childhood we had, I think. Please let there be a purpose for my suffering, right? They provided me with tools so that I could help people, because there's a certain level of empathy both of you had to develop to make it. It wasn't just grit, really.
No.
Honestly. It was empathy for understanding what that was like. Thanks for listening to the Dance to Heal podcast with Jenny C. Cohen. Come back next time to hear stories of inspiring triumph and learn more ways that you can heal yourself. To work with me and continue your journey, visit danceandheal.com. Are you ready to move?